QQ, blind v blind llama. Ooh, the limb. And is there much to talk about this being a 4BB punish? Or is it basically just the same as a 3.5?
It's just preference, I guess.
You get slightly more folds pre-flop, but I guess it doesn't really affect the frequency that you're going to get limp raised, right?
I would guess you get limp raised slightly more because calling is less viable versus the 4x. So the hand that's close between all three options might raise here because calling becomes worse the bigger size. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's like someone min raising or 2.2xing. It just doesn't matter.
So limp raises 3.5x, and then we see this board.
For sure, decent. Llama has to fold all of his trash, and I imagine some of the weaker value hands. He would sometimes raise like ace-9 offsuit for thin value and then just fold it to the raise or king-jack offsuit.
With pocket queens, you'd see that sometimes then?
Yeah. But pocket queens are nice because we block Llama's best ace-x hand.
Okay. Can we do 3 streets of blocking in this kind of spot, or is that completely unreasonable, especially when one of the board cards pairs and we're looking to take a lot more checks?
So yeah, a lot of checks on this turn for flushie, and then I wouldn't really block. I would play half pot and then jam as flush.
Right, so we're just looking to put pressure on weaker aces with stronger aces, basically.
Yeah, I don't think we are putting any pressure on the turn with a half pot bet on ace-x. We are mainly targeting other stuff, llamas, floats, or 7s, 8s, 9s. Yeah, I guess ace jack plus I would bet as flushy, and then some bluffs for half pot. Yeah, not much to say. All pairs have to call as flushy, and some king high, I imagine. Maybe some king queen, king jack might be forced call versus this small of a size because you are getting insane price, and llama might be drawing close to that with 9-8 of spades or
Tough river. So yeah. Nice hand for both guys, I guess. Like Llama having a stab like this in his range on the turn, sort of setting him up.
Nice hand.
Much to discuss here in terms of strategy and options. Do people play different strategies on this board? Like, I would actually have guessed, I mean, I'm obviously washed, but I would have guessed people see bet larger on this board.
Yeah, I personally see bet 3/4, and most other guys do as well. But not obviously that's the same EV. It's just personal preference to do this or pot or 75. As long as you don't range bet small, you are fine.
So we're gonna see a check raise, pretty easy call. Turn is a 10.
Well, a pretty easy call in these positions. If it was a bit later, I could see Beppe 3-betting the flop, like button big blind.
Yeah, true. Interesting.
This is a very good turn for him, so I would expect a lot of bets. So when he doesn't bet, I would guess he mainly picked up some sort of 7, like 10-7, 7-6, 7x of diamonds. Or that he has a hand like King of Diamonds Queen, Ace of Diamonds Queen, King of Diamonds Jack, that he check raised the flop and now gives up. So how do we want to proceed against that range? Versus the complete air give ups like King Queen, we want to check, I guess. Versus the super nutted hands, we want to check. Right, like we don't want to bet here against pocket 9s or pocket 8s. And then versus the picked up 7, we would want to bet, I guess, but we are not doing great versus the picked up 7 because that 7 is gonna be a 7 with a draw, right? Like King 7 of diamonds. So yeah, we are gonna get check shoved on some by both bluffs and value. And we don't get infinite value by betting. Munez could have like pocket jacks that he check raised the flop and then slows down, or 9-8 that he check raised the flop and now decides to slow down. So yeah, I guess it feels weird, but I guess just check pocket tens.
Okay. Also, like if out of position had ace nine, are we expecting to see some sort of blocking bet, or how are we going to see ace nine play, assuming it's raising the flop a bit?
Either some sort of smallish bet or a check. So I'm thinking about what can we get called by as Beppe, and yeah, I'm struggling to see.
So you might find the hero check, or not even necessarily hero, but just check.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I don't think Munez is gonna check raise a random 9 that often.
But like, is TT better than AA? You know, would you rather check back AA or TT?
So with aces we can get called by tens, but with tens we block Jack 10, 10 6 of diamonds, 10 7 of clubs, 10 7 of diamonds. So I guess they're kinda equalish in terms of whether we wanna bet or not.
Well, that's kind of the opposite of the read that he has, apparently, because he faces the check jam and he decides to pay it off. I mean, we could talk through about whether you want to, maybe you talk through about that, but he does call. So his read is obviously quite different when it comes to Munez than yours might be. So we got a 7, we got 9, 8, 2 combos. What else might be we want to bet call on this river? Because we're still going to bet the river like a reasonable amount, right? Because we do have all these overpairs. Or are you just going to be like check back overpair mode and have a very small river betting range?
Yeah, like I said, I would not reopen this hand because I don't see what I'm getting called by, and then I wouldn't call the jam either. So yeah, I'm gonna run this hand afterwards. I'm curious.
Strange one, yeah. Very interesting how different your opinion with Beppe must be. He's actually going to join for some hands as well this week, so I'll have to ask him what he was thinking in this one. I'll make a note to do that.
Okay, yeah, this makes sense. This is a very well played hand from Munez. Yeah, nice hand.
We've seen that move from him before, actually, in a previous week's hand analysis. I don't know if you were there for that particular hand, but yeah, he checked back a set of tens in a 3-bet pot against Duty on like a King 9 high flop with a 10 on the turn. Check, check, and then he gets check shoved on.
Yeah, when playing him, he always has the nutted hands in the most random lines. That's funny.